On the Spot. It's GDC 2007. Hello, everybody, and welcome to On the Spot, our live show we do every Thursday afternoon. We hang out, normally play a bunch of games, but we always have a good time. I'm your host, Rich Gallup. Jeff Gerstmann, not a lot of games on today's show.
No, not a lot. We're devoting today's show to the Game Developers Conference.
What's that?
That is a conference for game developers.
Yeah.
They get together and they talk about games, and they share best practices on how to make video games.
I'm Brad Shoemaker. You've been there at the GDC. We'll be talking to you in a little bit. You can tell us what GDC's been like.
I will.
But also filling in for the second week in a row, Ryan Davis is unfortunately a little bit under the weather. But Brian Ekberg, what's up, sir?
What's up, guys? Yeah, I'm back again. And you know what? I'm not sure that the superlative great actually applies to today's show, but just because it doesn't apply. We've got so much volume here. Look at this list. Usually it's like right about here, a typical On the Spot, but this goes all the way to the bottom of the page.
I had to move margins.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
great in that
moving
it is,
margins.
it is
you
large.
were reformatting.
Is that like in school when you cheated with the font size to
Yes,
make your paper longer?
exactly. This is double spaced, 13.5-point font.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's great. It's great times two at least. But we've got so many things to show today. I mean, obviously we've got a lot of tape segments from GDC. We're going to be taking a look at the award ceremonies and doing booth tours and all that kind of good stuff. But we do have some games here as well. Jeff and I will be taking a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Xbox Live here, and we'll also be taking a look at some other Xbox Live games right here on the standing set, such as Jetpack Refueled, Eats, Chowdown, and a pinball game as well. So just a metric ton of stuff to do, and let's kick it off.
And also, we will be having special guests in the form of the Behemoth will be here with Castle Crashers.
Awesome.
And Jerry Holkins from Penny Arcade.
Cool.
Perhaps
All right.
you've heard of him.
Yeah, I've heard of the Penny
He
Arcade.
writes a little webcomic.
Yeah.
He'll be here to talk about his game.
They're working on a game.
Yeah.
That's all growed up.
It's on
That's
the
what that is.
rain-slick precipice of danger, darkness,
Yeah,
something like that.
all that.
He'll tell us.
Sure.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time. And we will be seeing a lot of Ryan McDonald and Homer Barr as we do with any event. They're going to be running around the show floor. But let's start it off with Ryan McDonald with, I believe, the head of GDC, Jamil Moladina. Ryan?
What's up, everybody? Ryan McDonald standing here, and I am with Jamil Moladina, who is the executive director of the Game Developers Conference. Is that correct, sir?
Absolutely.
Now, you guys just got done with the awards show, and I have to tell you, I've seen them like a couple years ago, but I was blown away at how good. I mean, it was one of the most well-produced shows I've ever seen for video games. I have to tell you, I was super impressed.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's actually there's a very simple trick to this, which is to let the developers get on stage, recognize them individually by name, and have them be the talent for the show. I mean, who'd have thunk it, huh?
I know. It always seemed pretty straightforward to me, but you guys pulled it off, and you guys did it with style. And the Mega 64 stuff was awesome.
Oh yes, I love those guys. See, it's just a matter of hitting the right note, of understanding what the community finds interesting, funny, and valuable, and then all we do is apply a process. So ultimately, it's the developers themselves who are expressing themselves. That's the whole concept of the GDC overall anyway, is to get developers on stage, being able to share as peers. And then the awards show is simply the analog of that, which is recognizing them for their efforts. There's a kind of a yin and yang to it, and I think it works quite nicely.
I do as well. This is, GDC is right down the street from our offices, so it's nice to have it in our backyard. And it's a wonderful show. Has anything surprised you this year so far? How's it going? I mean, we still got a couple of days to go still, so.
Yes. I'm not sure, having worked on it for 18 months, I'm not sure that there's much that's really surprising me. But I have to say I'm very gratified that with the community's reaction to this year's GDC in terms of the amount of deal-making that's going on at the show, and specifically the reaction to Phil Harrison's keynote, all the things that he revealed, including Little Big Planet. The reaction from the crowd was just palpable. It was insane. And then the reaction to Alexei Pajitnov and Shigeru Miyamoto receiving major awards at our awards show, and just to see everyone standing up, the standing ovation, and just people doing real business and having a good time at the same time. It's just fantastic.
Now, GDC obviously traditionally has been in San Jose quite a few times. Here in San Francisco, back again. Are we going to have it here for quite a few years? I know it's my favorite spot, especially being right close to the office.
Yes, the Game Developers Conference is going to be in San Francisco for the foreseeable future.
Now, what do you expect to come out of tomorrow and Friday?
What do I expect? Well, I know what I expect, but you're going to have to check it out yourself.
Thank you so much for the time, Jamil. Once again, fabulous show, and thanks for the time.
My pleasure. It's good talking to you, Ryan.
Excellent. All right, we're going to throw it back to you guys in the studio. Take it away.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Jamil. There it is, gentlemen, the overview of GDC. Later on, we'll be seeing highlights from the lengthy awards show. Quite the impressive show, and we'll be having, as we said, some of the award winners here, Castle Crashers.
Yeah,
Cool.
they won.
Yeah, they did. They won a couple awards. Yeah, but GDC, it is a lot of conferences.
It is.
There is a show floor. There's a lot of sessions.
Yeah, it's very big on, developers giving sessions and talking to other developers, So it's, guys that have been making games for years, talking to people who have also been making games for years, or people that are new to the business, and trying to impart some of that knowledge to kind of just bring the whole thing up a level as a business or an art form, or whatever various kind of tacks you want to take.
And there's also been kind of a movement to, GDC's been getting a little bit bigger. They're trying to make it bigger. And inviting more and more press, it seems. And as a result of that, there are keynote addresses now that get a lot of attention.
Yeah, there are. And how this works is, they try to get the press excited, and then as soon as the game business sees that the press are going to be there, they then decide, well, we need to show more games. So as a result, there's a little more stuff kind of each and every year. But at the same time, it's not like that E3 level of like, here's a ton of games and here's this ton of video for us to shoot. When we go to GDC, we get to kind of pick out the things that are relevant to the average person, and you get stuff like these keynotes and some of these other games.
Cool. Now, Brian Ekberg, you were at the Sony keynote, were you not, sir?
Absolutely, yeah, I was. And
how was it?
It was great. I mean, I think that Sony really came out with a big announcement, of course. They were talking about their online home service and showed a game that really kind of took everyone by surprise and charmed a lot of people, Little Big Planet. And they made a splash. I think this is kind of what people were expecting from Sony. I think word got out that they were going to show this home service, which is sort of like Second Life crossed with Xbox Live Achievements, crossed with a whole bunch of different other things. But when you saw it in the implementation, it seemed like it was really cool with the differentiation between your public space and your private space and how you can customize everything. It seems like it's a pretty ambitious plan they've got, something that's going to obviously take many months to roll out and evolve over time, but I think they impressed a lot of people right out of the gate.
Cool. Well, I'm going to ask all you guys your opinion about home. Not yet, though. We're going to talk about it. First, we're going to take a brief look. If you haven't watched it yet, the entire Sony keynote address is available to watch on GameSpot.com. Don't watch it now because you're watching us, but they talk a lot about home. As you can understand. And we have a clip here of Phil Harrison demonstrating home. Phil?
Now, the first place you will land when you join home is what we call the Central Lounge. Now, the Central Lounge is a space where you can navigate around freely and easily. The first thing you can do is you can customize your character. You can then walk around and you can bring up the virtual PSP, which allows you to very quickly and easily jump to various features within home and customize your character by changing the clothing. So home is a 3D community, which is really a 3D social networking service that allows you to express yourself and your personality. You can also customize your face. We can go in and easily edit what we look like within home. And you can see that we have a great deal of control over all the different aspects of the face using a very simple control of the thumbsticks left and right and the ability to move our head around using the 6-axis controller as well. So where can you go in home? Well, look around you. First of all, you can see behind us that we have dynamic advertising being pushed into the space. This allows the latest games or game brands or any brand to be represented inside the Home Central Lounge. As we walk around, you can see that our banner ads really are banners. They are located in the 3D world, as is HD quality video, the ability to have high definition quality video streamed and run inside the 3D space. Obviously advertising, obviously latest games could be shown this way as well. You'll notice that every user around you is communicating. These are other PlayStation 3 users who are communicating with each other using a variety of technologies. We can use quick chat, we can use virtual keyboards, and we can use voice chat. And then we have our pool table. You can just walk up, you can join in a pool game, you can play pool. It's all physics-based. It works all embedded inside the world. We can also walk over to our bowling alley, and we can go and have a quick frame of bowling. And Scott's going to show us his misspent youth here. Ooh. Clearly spending far too much time in the office. And then we have these embedded arcade cabinets. Now, the arcade machines are actually user-definable. You can select which games you want to play, and you can download additional arcade games into the space. This keeps you immersed in the world while you're playing. So while you can play this simple little game, while you can play this really simple little game, you can also bring up the virtual PSP, and you can look around the space, all the while maintaining the immersion, maintaining the communication, maintaining the collaboration, being able to chat with other people. We've talked about the public spaces. Let's talk about the private spaces. Everybody in home has their own private apartment that they can visit, and they can customize, and they can extend, and they can trick out. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, it's an opportunity for you to invite your friends, your buddy list, onto your friends list, onto and into your apartment. So let's bring our friend Adrian over into our apartment. Now, music that we play from our PlayStation 3 hard disk drive can be streamed to other users within the space, but also video. So let's position a let's position a Sony Bravia TV inside the apartment as well. Let's add that in there. And we can walk up to the TV and very simply customize the content that we have on our TV. So here we can put the Casino Royale trailer running live on our Bravia TV. We have proximity-based audio, so when you walk up to things, they sound louder as you get closer to them. And of course, being that this is a real physics-based world, we can move the TV around and do what you've always wanted to do, which is to throw a TV down the stairs. The final part of the home experience that we would like to share with you is something called the Hall of Fame. And this is a brand new experience for the PlayStation Network that we're really pleased to share with you today. Now, the Hall of Fame is a place where you can customize your physical environment to represent the trophies that you have been given by achieving certain milestones in PlayStation 3 titles. You decide which trophy you want to position in the premium cabinets, and you can share this with your friends. You can invite your friends into your Hall of Fame. They can see which trophies you've won for which games and how skilled you are. The trophies are 3D. We will make available a very simple SDK for you to convert your in-game assets into trophies. Trophies can animate, they can have behavior. You can also embed in their video, which might be the definitive lap that you did on Gran Turismo, or the moment that you vanquished the final end-of-level boss in God of War. That kind of thing is possible.
If you want to see the entire demonstration of Home, you can look on GameSpot's GDC coverage for that. But let's talk about that excerpt, fellas. All right, Jeff, we'll start with you. First thing you thought when you heard of Home, first thing you thought when you saw Home?
Well, I think it's, Phil Harrison's kind of come out and said, oh, it's not like Second Life, but it is a lot like Second Life. It is a lot like There, and these weird kind of virtual worlds that are, if I can overgeneralize a bit, are only played by shut-ins and lunatics. So it's kind of a grand experiment to see how well something like this does when it's kind of pushed out in this mainstream of a way. But the thing that bothers me, and obviously, you have to remember, the audience at GDC, they're the ones that are kind of interested in the whole advertising and marketing and getting our game across. That's why he mentions, like, oh, you can see our banners are real banners now, and that's why you can put ads here. But that's very clearly how they're thinking about all this stuff. They're gonna shove ads down your throat every step of the way. It's like, there's gonna be microtransactions for new clothing and stuff. So it's like you're buying virtual bucket hats and Nikes and all this crap.
I love bucket hats.
I know you love bucket hats, but you like actual, real bucket hats,
True.
not fake polygonal bucket hats. Not that there's anything wrong with polygonal bucket hats. But So I don't know, like stuff like that just makes it sound like a creepy kind of marketing deal. And the Hall of Fame stuff makes it sound like they realize that, the Xbox 360 achievement stuff is important. But if I can only show off a portion of the trophies that I've won, that defeats the whole purpose. You need to go show off the entirety of I am that crazy. Here's this haul. So that's another big problem. What they need to do is tie their achievements or trophies or whatever they end up calling them to clothing. So I need to be able to go beat Killzone and then win a T-shirt that says I beat Killzone and all I got was this lousy T-shirt. That needs to happen. So I don't know. It's interesting, and I look forward to watching bootleg movies in other people's private apartments because you can stream off the hard drive and look at people's horrible porno JPEGs in their collection. That's going to be. All of this is going to be used for hey, come over to my apartment. I ripped this copy of The Marine. It's oh, great.
I'm there.
All right.
Yeah.
It's on this fall.
Brad Shoemaker, you're just seeing a lot of this for the first time. What are your initial thoughts?
Are you saying I can't be excited about the dynamic real-world advertising? Because I am.
You are?
I can't wait. I can't wait to learn about their products and services.
There's a whole sports area that that there's waiting to put EA logos all over everything. And it's you can play golf.
Finally.
Sony makes sports games too.
Yeah, they do. But EA is going to pay more than Sony will pay itself. So.
True. All right, we have Brad. Are you excited? You think this is cool?
It's definitely good that they're doing something. Yeah. It's not what I expected. I don't know if it's quite what I wanted, but it's a good start, I guess. I hope that some of the other features that they're lacking, though, are actually integrated into that service. Game invites, me and Jeff were talking about earlier. This stuff is really flashy and cool, I guess, but if it gets in the way of the basic functionality that you want, like the voice chat and game invites and stuff like that, then they're not really doing what they need to be doing.
Yeah, the PlayStation 3 is currently missing basic functionality for stuff Def Jam Icon came out this week, doesn't have voice chat. They're still shipping games that don't have voice chat.
But then you can go voice chat as you're watching the new trailer for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I don't want to.
Brian Ekberg will give you the last word on this. You were actually at the keynote. Were you awestruck when you saw this? How'd the crowd react, etc.?
Well, as a PlayStation 3 owner, I've got to remain optimistic about this because I spent $600. You know what I mean? But I mean. I think it's like you were saying earlier. They were focusing this towards developers. So when they were talking about the publisher areas that you could travel to, such as the EA one, you guys mentioned the sports stuff. It was interesting how Phil Harrison talked about it. He was saying that this is something that would be easily built for developers, and you could use in-game assets to build these these little rooms that you're already in. So. It's something that we can, as gamers can get around pretty easily, but it's also, I think they're trying to stress that it's something that is not going to add a lot of overhead to the development cycle as well. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess we'd have to talk to some developers about that. But, who knows? In general, though, I kind of wonder how much time I'm going to spend with some roundabout way to get to everything that's on my hard drive. If I want to see the pictures on my PS3, I just go to the pictures icon and see it. I don't want to have to walk to my apartment or anything. I don't know. I mean,
that's actually a question I had. This thing is in no way is going to replace the cross-media.
No,
part.
it's an icon.
It's an icon.
It's a separate thing.
So
Okay.
you can still view your own stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Just fine. But if you want to share it,
bucket hats.
And if you want to share it,
bucket hats.
maybe you can map your porno pictures onto the front of your bucket hat. I don't know.
So everyone start sending your questions right now you have for us or reactions to PlayStation Home, and we'll read them in just a minute. But there's also a Nintendo keynote address just a little bit earlier today. Shigeru Miyamoto spoke, and as you're about to see, a little bit different than Sony's approach to the GDC keynote. Check it out.
So finally, let me use an old friend of mine to describe one final example of tenacity. Now, as you all know, he came from very humble beginnings, but he's managed to make something of himself in the world. And he's also been in countless games lately, maybe too many. But the one question I'm always asked is, what happened to Mario 128? Now, I first mentioned this theory about 10 years ago in an interview. And then we showed off a technical demo, I think, in 2000 at Space World. Now, the purpose of that demo was to show how new technology of the GameCube could dynamically change the nature of Mario games. So when people ask me what happened to Mario 128, I'm always at a loss as to how to answer. Because actually, most of you have already played it. But you played it in a game called Pikmin. See, this game featured one element of Mario 128 that allowed a large number of characters to operate independently and as a group with some advanced AI. But of course, if I were to tell you all that this is what happened to Mario 128, I think you'd all be pretty angry. So, of course, you'll be experiencing another element of Mario 128 fairly soon. In Super Mario Galaxy, you'll be playing on numerous spherical stages. And this was one of the experiments that we were conducting at the time of Mario 128. And the power of the Wii has finally allowed us to bring this experiment to reality. Please take a look.
It's me, Mario!
Thank you. You'll be able to play Super Mario Galaxy this year.
What does that mean?
You'll be able to play it this year.
How? Will it be out? Will it be?
No, with your mind.
You will play it.
this
They'll
year.
make a Flash web page for you to click on, and you can jump from planet to planet.
That game's totally coming out this year.
So Shigeru Miyamoto, he more used his keynote address as a way to like rally developers. He talked about like the roots of Nintendo, 25 years of game developing, and how now they're stopping making things complex and making things simpler. And now everyone's gonna play games, and his wife loves video games.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Was talking about how he's trying to get his wife into video games, and how he feels he's succeeded in some respects with the stuff on the Wii, with like the voting channel was one of the things that she apparently got way into.
She downloaded it herself. Channel.
I heard they're releasing the Wife-O-Meter to third parties pretty soon. Nice. It'll be part of their new suite of development tools.
Very nice, very nice. So it was nice to hear. It's an interesting contrast between the two, Sony and Nintendo. But let's talk about Mario Galaxy. Jeff, you got to play it at E3. Seeing that trailer, what do you see that's different?
I mean, there's a lot different. The demo level they had back at E3 was all pretty straightforward, just the little planets and you hopping between the planets. Now you're seeing the big boss characters coming out of stuff and crazy spinning floaty stuff, and there's definitely a lot of versatility there, which is what you would expect out of a Mario game. So it's good to see that it's kind of progressing in that fashion.
A lot of open space.
Yeah, outer space. In fact,
lots of space.
A galaxy, you might say.
Yes, a whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Ekberg, you were at the Nintendo keynote address. What were your thoughts, and have we gotten any good questions about anything?
Yeah, we definitely have questions. I mean, my thoughts for the Miyamoto keynote were obviously it was a very different take than the Sony keynote. He was talking more about the vision of the company, his vision when it comes to game design. And one of the things I thought was interesting was one of his themes was tenacity, and how on the original, I guess the original NES in Japan, he wanted to create a sort of face builder, where you could design your own faces, and how that system has evolved over the years onto the N64 and eventually onto the Wii now as the Mii builder, and something that he thought of at the very beginning of his career. He's kept on until it's finally been perfected here on the Wii. So it was really cool to see how that idea has evolved over time. But we have a ton of questions on, people want to know a lot of things about home. And a lot of these questions are merely speculation because we don't know. Like Wiggy from the UK wants to know, do we think that the sort of public spaces in home will be region locked like the games are?
That's what I was wondering. You're not going to have, all 3 million PlayStation 3 owners hanging out in one spot
I think they'll
together.
instance them like they're, just like any kind of online chat server thing, limit the number of people that can be in each version, and then roll out another identical one below it. But they wouldn't necessarily have to region lock them, because they are going to have like a quick chat thing where you can say like, I'm going, different buttons to kind of form sentences. And Phantasy Star Online had a system where you could do that, and it would automatically translate it between like 5 different languages or something. So they could do that for kind of simple chat, but then you get into the voice chat and all that stuff. It's like, I don't speak French. Leave me alone, freak. No, I don't want to buy your bucket hat.
Je m'appelle Richard.
No.
J'aime les at du bucket. Brian Ekberg, next question.
Yeah, Alex Panay from Manchester, New Hampshire wants to know.
Yeah!
Yeah, man. Are there any points that you could use a different kind of currency other than real money? Similar to maybe the Xbox Live points system or something like that. Again, it's speculation. We don't know.
So,
yeah, I don't know.
There's your answer, Alex.
Maybe if you earn enough points, you
hair
can
is
buy
awesome
like
today.
a body type that is not so damn metrosexual looking or something. Like maybe that's something you can unlock.
I will say that during the keynote, Phil did say that you could certainly. I believe he said that you could have game-based rewards that you could use. Such as a Killzone shirt or a Resistance shirt. So
cool.
Jeff, you mentioned that earlier. I think that is something that they could potentially do. Now, whether they'll do it or make you pay for it is a different question.
Rich was saying you could unlock an Optimus Prime head if you beat the Transformers game.
I did not say that, but I'll totally take credit for that.
Maybe it was Ryan. I don't know.
So before we let Brad Shoemaker go here, Brad, we saw some stuff about keynotes. There's also an entire floor of GDC, right?
There is, yeah.
What do they got out there?
A lot of it is meetings, like Jeff said, a lot of business stuff, a lot of development
Did
stuff.
you see Speed Tree?
No, but I guarantee it's around there growing some trees somewhere. Yeah. I did go to a very in-depth, very technical discussion of the Viva Pinata graphics engine this morning.
How was that?
Totally made my head explode.
Was it like super in-depth about Fizzly Bear and what goes
Fizzly Bear was the example they used.
Of course it was. Fizzly Bear's awesome.
It made me very glad I didn't pursue my one-time dream of being a graphics programmer. Just completely out of my league. But I mean, that's a good example of how, even with all this media attention and glitz and everything, GDC is still fulfilling the purpose that it was conceived for. Just a bunch of people in rooms, talking about what they're doing, trying to hone their craft or whatever. So
share best practices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is actually a session. Sony was having a session called RSX Best Practices.
Yes!
Yeah.
Loved it.
I had to put that out there.
Meet you there at 5.
Yeah. So although Brad just described the GDC show floor with words, Homer Barra and Ryan McDonald will be showing it to us all show long with moving pictures.
Did they see the Speed Tree booth?
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's find out, fellas.
Tree-iest booth on the floor.
Take it away.
I'm at the Nintendo booth. I'm standing by with Eric Peterson, who is a localization writer and editor for Nintendo. You work in the Treehouse, correct?
I work in the Treehouse, yeah.
And you guys
It's
got
neither tree nor house, but I work in the Treehouse, yeah.
Why do they call it that, out of curiosity?
I think it dates back into like Donkey Kong, like those days. It's a great place to work, though. It's full of crazy, crazy people.
That's awesome. Now, speaking of crazy places, GDC is one of them, but you guys got one of the coolest booths because you guys are actually showing games here.
We're actually showing games, and games that we've never shown before. For example, Super Paper Mario, first time we've ever shown it. People that are familiar with the Paper Mario series, always been about kind of RPG elements, a little bit of action. This game really shakes it up. They really shaped up the equation by doing, this is really, first and foremost, an amazing side-scrolling action platformer. But the big separating point for this one is the flip between 2D and 3D at a whim. All I have to do here is hit the A button, and I'm seeing everything from a totally different perspective. Just jump up here, and then I'm just going to smite these guys by jumping on their faces here for a little bit, and then pulling off some stylish moves. And throughout the game, you're going to be constantly switching between 2D and 3D.
You guys got a few other games here in the booth, correct?
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of other games here. We got Mario Strikers Charge over here. That game is shaping up amazingly. I was just playing that with my boss, Nate, just a little while back, and we got into some fierce matches, a lot of trash talking in that game. That's what the last game was about, is just trash talking. On top of that, we've got Big Brain Academy. We're showing off Pokemon here. You definitely got to check it out.
And now, of course, for the folks who've already played Big Brain Academy, this one's for the Wii, actually, right?
Right. This is Big Brain Academy Wii. I think this is also the first time we've ever shown this game, so don't miss it. Yeah.
We're just going to record all this stuff for on the spot because our viewers at home, they wouldn't want us to cut anything out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't want to cut anything out. Exactly. This game, we're actually showing a full version here. So I'm going to flip between the different worlds here and show off one other one. This is another amazing world. As you can see, it has a totally different look to it. It has a kind of an esoteric, crazy trees. There's weird kind of Mushroom Kingdom math going on in the sky. Really unique style, and I want to mention that every single level in this game, every world, has its own unique visual style. They're all different. Now, going back to that 2D to 3D flipping, this is a really great area to show that off. I'm flipping here. There's no way I could ever get in that area without flipping. It's totally encased, but now I'm in there, and I can flip through that door. Yeah.
That is awesome. All right, this looks like I'm going to have... When is this coming out?
It's coming out next month.
It's
coming out next month, and I think it's going to blow minds. It's going to blow minds all over the place.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Eric. I really appreciate it.
Check it out.
And, have a good show, man.
All right, yeah. All right.
I found myself over here in the corner of the Nintendo booth and took Eric's advice and wanted to check out the Pokemon they have over here, and I am standing by with the gentleman who's going to show us the action for the DS and the Wii, and you are?
I'm Joel Simon.
Excellent, Joel. What are we going to take a look at right now?
We're checking out the Pokemon Battle Revolution, and it's going to show the DS connectivity with the Wii and using it as a wireless controller to control the Pokemon battles.
Awesome. Let's take a look at how that works.
Okay, so our DSs are ready. We select them, and now we start our battle. So how this works is you're going to use the DS as your controller. You select your moves, and you select who you're targeting, and your friend who you're playing against won't be able to see what moves or what Pokemon that you're targeting in order to keep it a secret.
It's almost like kind of calling football plays on the...
Exactly, but it's with Pokemon and it's with moves. And so what we have here is your DS. So it's just like the game Diamond and Pearl, where you select a move, and then you select a target. Now when all the moves and the targets are selected, they'll carry out their battle animations.
So I found myself over at the Legend of Zelda Phantom of Hourglass section. I had to check it out. I'm standing here with...
I'm Robert John, product tester at Nintendo.
Excellent. Now you're going to give us a little demo of what the action is here. Can you tell us a little bit about the game?
Right now what we have here is we have the multiplayer aspect of the game. It's a battle mode where two players can compete against each other trying to get the Triforces back to their base. One player plays as Link, and they go out throughout the map to pick up pieces of the Triforce. Now, based on the size of the Triforce, they're worth more points, but they also are heavier, and it takes a lot more effort to get them across. The other player plays as the guards, and the guards, they have three of them, and they move a little slower than Link does, but you're able to control all of them at the same time so that you can actually cut Link off in a line.
You're basically drawing a line that goes from where they are to where you want them to be?
Exactly. You draw a path. Throughout the map, there's power-ups color-coded to the characters, so red for red, blue for blue, that do different things based on whether you're Link or the guards. Stronger attacks, immune to one swing if you're Link, faster speed, time off the clock or time on the clock, all these things. And then a round ends at the end of 120 seconds or whether or not the guards catch Link. And then it switches. Then the other player, who was once Link, becomes the guards, and the player that was the guards becomes Link.
Now, is that the extent of the multiplayer action you'll see?
Right now, that's what we're showing, is just this part of it, yes.
When are we expecting to see this in more or in the future coming out?
Yeah, right now, we don't. There's not a release date on this. It's just still to be announced.
Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Always got to stop to see a Zelda game. All right, now Homer Ibarra, I think, is standing by over this way. He's either at Sony or Intel or somewhere around here. So, Homer, take it away.
I'm not Homer. No,
You are
we'll be checking with Homer later. Ryan, thank you for showing us the Nintendo booth. Super Paper Mario looks awesome. I'm joined right now by Joel DeYoung, producer for Hothead Games, and Jerry Holkins from Penny Arcade. Some people might call you Tycho, but you're actually a real person.
Indeed.
It's nice to meet you both.
Yes.
Thanks for coming by.
Three-dimensional.
Thanks.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
So well, let's get started here since Joel's here as well. We're going to just ask about the comic all the time, all that stuff like that. We're going to talk about the game.
Right on.
All right, Joel, Jerry,
Yes.
what's the name of the game? What's it about? All this stuff. Go.
You better handle the title.
No, I got it. I brought a word on the shirt. We're totally good. It's on the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness, Episode 1.
Now, when you were making up that title, did you just keep throwing words? Like you have like those little magnets on the fridge, and you just kept rearranging them? Or?
Well, at first it was that we had a precipice, but we didn't quite know what to do with it. It was dry. It was slimy. It was moist at one point.
Yeah.
And as soon as we saw moist, we're like, we're going in the right direction. Let's just go ahead and make it rain slick, and we'll call it a day.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That makes it quite the dangerous precipice.
Oh yeah, don't spend a lot of time on there.
Then you add in Of Darkness. And
It's not. This precipice is not OSHA approved. I mean, they got to come in. and-
Right.
Yeah.
So when you move away from the precipice,
You're fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Is that just the game? It's just a little 2D, like pound on buttons,
Yeah.
to move
One
the
button.
character away from the.
One button, and the button just lets you move away from it.
That's
and then it's
perfect.
over.
Yeah,
But
our biggest technical challenge has been to fit the title of the game in memory.
Nice. All right. So, but really though, what can you tell us about the game?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It is an actual game. It isn't just. It isn't. Precipices are a focus.
Good.
But they're not the entirety of the experience.
Wonderful.
It's an RPG adventure game.
Cool.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
fucker. I thought it was an adventure RPG.
Except that, but it's an RPG adventure, or
There might be a slash, there might be a hyphen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
it's an adventure and it's an
so
RPG.
you're the producer and
I feel
creative help.
hoodwinked now because I thought. Okay.
So the game is some sort of adventure
it is
or
a hybrid.
RPG.
Yeah, it's a hybrid
got
between adventure games, like say your Sam and Max type games,
Right.
and a role-playing game where you can resolve your conflicts through violence.
Cool. Great.
Gratuitous violence.
Think about like classic 8-bit, 16-bit RPGs. You know, that's sort of the inspiration for the type of combat play we have.
Nice. Does that also serve as the inspiration for, say, the graphics, or do you?
No,
Well,
you-
graphics-wise,
go
I mean,
ahead,
it's a 3D game, to be clear. And, it's not... At Hothead, we're about gameplay. We're about fun and focusing on that. So we're not going to be competing on pushing as many polygons and, real-time bump maps and all, shaders. It's the game's going to look great. It's going to look like a Penny Arcade comic. It's going to feel authentic. But you're not going to need to upgrade your PC necessarily to play the game.
Cool. What's it like taking these familiar characters that everyone knows and turning them into 3D like this? Are you letting other people work with your creations? Is that you okay with that?
I don't know. How is it, Joel?
Well, it's a lot of fun. A lot of the people that are at Hothead were at Radical before and worked on the Simpsons games and also on the Hulk, Ultimate Destruction. And so taking cartoon and 2D comic properties and bringing them to 3D.
They know how to do that.
It's been something we've done before. It is challenging. You want it. There's unique aspects to getting the right look that you just don't ever have come up when you're drawing it in a flat 2D way. Gabe's hair, for instance. It's crazy
impossible.
hair, but it always sits in the right spot, but when you move the camera around in 3D, you might have the hair right in front of his face. So we just have to, pull some tricks to make it look right.
So was there ever a point where you looked at yourself? You saw Gabe and Tycho there, and you're like, we're in 3D now. That's so weird. Or
It looks pretty sharp. In fact, there's a next week there's a trailer coming out, so you can sort of get a taste of what they actually look like in this universe.
Yeah, It's a little tease on the story, and then we've actually got some in-game shots in the
nice.
as well. So.
Now another challenge, I assume, taking a comic to a game. Is there voice in this game, and how did you go with voices for the characters?
I think that people. I was mentioning this to someone else. People take a lot of ownership, I think, in the characters. Like many people have been reading this strip for coming up on 8 years now, and I really didn't want to. I didn't want to go and find a voice because you're never going to find a voice that's going to please absolutely every person. Everybody sort of knows what Gabe and Tycho sound like in their mind.
Right.
I'm sure me speaking on this program is probably ruining it for some people. But the reality is that we really wanted it to be sort of like a comic strip that you can play, and so as a result, that actually just freed us up. There's no voice. We can write as much as we want. There's no budgetary constraint.
Nice.
So it's pretty nice. I think it was the right solution.
Working as many big words as possible.
Oh yeah. It's a huge problem.
That guy, when they got the guy from Real Ghostbusters, Peter Venkman, to voice Garfield in the cartoon, I think that's the only time it's ever successfully been done to voice a comic character well. Remember that show? Garfield cartoon? No? There's a great blank stare. All right, Jeff. Brian and Jeff, I'm sure we're getting all kinds of questions flying in from the audience right now. Hit us with something.
Yeah,
I remember Garfield.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I actually ask the first question?
Yeah.
So it's an episodic game. You say episode 1 right in the title. How's the episodic nature of it play out? How long are you looking for each one to be, and how many episodes do you have planned?
That's a lot of questions.
Yeah,
That's like
all at
3
once.
questions, dude.
You want that one?
Yeah, I mean, we plan. You want to. Okay, doing it episodic is a great way to tell the story. You know, and adventure games are about unlocking the story and unrolling the story. The entire Rainslick Precipice of Darkness story has a large story arc, and then the episodes that we have in it have their own story arc. So it's like the TV analogy. And so you'll be able to play each episode individually, but there's a greater story at play, and it's planned out. We're not really talking about how many episodes we're going to have in it, but
Infinite.
A million, billion, gajillion.
Nice.
But basically, it's sort of based on like the story. I mean, it doesn't take place like on a couch where 2 people are talking about video games, and then like a guy will come in and they attack him or something like that. Like it actually takes place in a sort of Lovecraftian, sort of 1920s era fantasy America type context, and it's sort of drawn from like horror and adventure pulp serials. And episodic works really well for that too, because I mean that's a big part of that medium, is that the continuing adventures of. And in this game, you actually make a character yourself in the Penny Arcade style. I mean, it can look like you or not; it's up to you. Mm-hmm. But you actually enter this world with a character that you've created, and so you yourself go from episode to episode.
And
accrue terrible powers, etc.
Awesome.
Right. And Gabe and Tycho are in your party as well. So it's sort of the 3 of you always playing.
Are there other familiar characters as
Tons.
well? Or? I figured.
There's no shortage.
Awesome. Next question, fellas.
Yeah, we have a question from a fellow named Alsgeir from Iceland, and I want to thank him for providing a phonetic pronunciation of his name. All people from Iceland should do that. He wants to know, will the game be full of in-jokes and obscure characters, or are you going to cater the game more to people who maybe don't traditionally read Penny Arcade?
And I would say that the way that it's being done right now, it's definitely. I mean, we're trying to make a game that Penny Arcade readers will enjoy. I mean, that's definitely the goal. But I hope that we're making a game that's actually good as well, and might bring other people in to check it out. Because again, I mean, you're creating your own character, and the story that's being told is independent of Penny Arcade in general. I mean,
nice.
No, you don't review video games over the course of it and deal damage. You know, that isn't exactly how it works. So yes, I hope that other people like it because it's a good game. But it's definitely, you know, thematically, there's a lot of meat for the Penny Arcade enthusiast, connoisseur, if you will.
Cool. Yeah, and at Hothead, our philosophy is always to any property we're working on, you rip that property right off and just down to core gameplay. It's got to be fun.
Nice.
With that. So
how has it been living the dream for so many of us and getting to work on a game? Jerry and Joel, what's it been like having someone with so much influence come in and work with you? Who says no, I guess, is basically my question.
But I actually feel like it's a punishment from God.
we're introducing these guys to game development.
Yeah, I feel like I've been living a lie, basically, making smarty pants comments from the sidelines, and I am learning. I'm surprised games come out at all, to be perfectly honest. Like, I am learning so much about that lifestyle that it's pretty humbling, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's great working with them because this isn't like just a licensed game. We get permission to use their stuff, and we're collaborating on it. We talk every week. Jerry's writing all the stuff. Mike does all the concept art, and so we are. It's definitely collaboration.
Very cool. All right, Brian and Jeff, I'm going to let you guys have the last question here. What you got?
A lot of people are asking about like in-game weapons, things like that. What kind of powers you'll have?
I know that stuff, but
all will have to be revealed.
Oh, we're not going to end it on. Give me a question they can answer. Give me a question they can answer.
Is there a cardboard tube? Yes or no?
Cardboard tube samurai.
Maybe.
That's an answer.
Question was yes or no.
Of course it is. It's got to
no,
be.
It'll be available for a micropay.
Nice.
With a Nike logo on it.
And new shirts for him.
Jerry, Joel, thanks for coming by. We all
pleasure.
can't wait to see the game. The trailer you said is coming out next week. We can find it on penny-arcade.com.
That's us.
Or is it going to be on Hothead as well? Or is there
We'll have copious links. You won't be able to miss it. You'll trip over the links.
Maybe we'll have it on the show next week. Maybe. Thanks for coming by, fellas.
good. Our
Thanks a
pleasure.
lot. Enjoy the rest of your GDC. Right now, though, we're going to toss it back out to Ryan McDonald, who I believe is at West Hall for GDC. Ryan?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm over here in the corner of the West Hall. The reason why I'm over here is a couple reasons. They've got the Crytek booth where they got the CryEngine 2, and you can see this guy over here. He's giving a little demonstration on it, showing off the magic of the power of the Cry 2 engine. And actually, I'm sorry, that is awesome. I don't know if you get a shot of that, but yeah, that's sweet. I cannot wait to get my hands on some business. But anyways, I'm blocking the aisle here at GDC. And but yeah, this is like one of my favorite things to do here at GDC is like find all the cool weird stuff off to the side. I mean, check this out. There's this dude over here, and he's standing right here in this mocap suit. We should totally talk to this guy but he seems pretty engaged. How's it going? All right, pretty good. I'm Ryan McDonald from GameSpot. What's your name?
Richard Orton, Motion Capture Man.
Motion Capture Man. Now, you got the suit, you got the whole deal. What are you guys doing here at GDC?
I'm over here with Vicon, and we're promoting the new Vicon system, and also I'm promoting myself as Motion Capture Man, who can, I've been in over 40 games, so I'm kind of promoting myself that way.
That's a pretty good thing to do. It's it kind of takes a certain kind of stuntman style thing to be able to jump around and do a bunch of business, right?
It's stunt, and it's also acting. Really? So it's really cool. I get to go around and show people. I've been in The Godfather. I was in Star Wars games. I'm Spawn, Scorpion King. So it's pretty cool. Red Dead Revolver.
That's awesome.
Call of Duty, and I just recently finished Conan.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was pretty cool.
So I would. Do you see the games afterwards and go, "That's totally me"?
Oh, you can tell.
That's cool.
But in our booth, I'm actually showing that you can drive different characters with my motion. So we have a big eagle, and we have a carrot man that's drunk. So
I'll have to go check that out. Cool. Awesome. Hey, thanks a lot.
No, thank you.
And this is the other thing they do at GDC. If maybe they did this at E3, things would have been a little bit different, but we know how that turned out. At GDC, for whatever reason, toward the end of the day, they roll out not only beverages you can see here, such as Calistoga, some beer here, but over there, just a second ago, they had these little hamburgers. These little hamburgers that you can totally just pick up. They had meat and vegetarian, so good for everybody. We're just doing a little walking tour if you're wondering what this segment's all about. Vancouver Film School. They've got some stuff you can learn about that'll help you make games. Oh, this is a GDC favorite. This was here last year. This thing for you guys at home that don't know, this is this weird, cool, force feedback controller. So, as you'll see in the demo, there's this thing that you can do where it's swinging a ball around, and either way, you hang on to it, and it kind of gives you the feeling that you're doing whatever you see on screen.
So what you do is you hold on to the handle and you move it around. And then I'm going to change this into a cobblestone texture. So move straight forward until you touch the ball. There you go. And even though it's virtual, it's solid. So slide across the surface there.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
is very awesome.
So even though it's virtual, it's solid. It's physical. You can push against it. You can touch it. I had a guy yesterday that said, how can you push against something that's not there? But it's physically there. You can feel all the bumps and surface around it. Feel around the backside where you can't see.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, it is really
wild. All
wild.
right, so now here you can push through its molasses. So push right through and you can pop out the back of it.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's real thick and sticky. All right, here's ice. This is one of my favorites. Reach forward and touch the ice and try to push into it. Try to get inside of it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it does the whole crazy little ice gives a little bit. It does that, and then it gets all kinds of hard, and then you push it, then it slips off.
It just slips right off. You can't get inside it. And we're working on about 40 games overall. Plus, we've got Half-Life 2 drivers. We've got some other AAA games that we're looking at doing. We're looking at doing a Counter-Strike stores. We're looking at some virtual toys. There's a lot of content that's going to be available for it.
You just said the magic words. Are they Counter-Strike stores?
Not yet, but soon. So we did the Half-Life 2, and it's based on the same engine. So it's going to be pretty quick to get it in.
There'll be a pistol grip that I can use with it?
Yeah, so you'll actually hold on to a pistol grip. You go and shoot it around. And it's just like a real gun. You aim it right and left, up and down. You feel all the kick. When you get shot, you can tell what direction you get shot from. So a lot of times with the mouse, you do this. Where did I get shot? With this, if you get shot from behind and up to the right, you know exactly where to go because it came from that direction. All right, so swing over to the right. Aim right at that vehicle over there. There you go. Now there's a couple guys that are going to shoot you. You feel them hitting you from the left. Now they're right there. Now go ahead and take them out. There's another guy right over there. Good. So you really feel everything that's going on. When the barnacles reach down and grab you and pull you up, you feel a force up, and then when they chomp on you, it feels like you're being eaten. Like you feel a big chomp. So really sucks you into the game.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Tom. Yeah, that's awesome. And you're saying again, $189 when?
$189 on June 18th. You can pre-order it right now on our website, novint.com, novint.com.
Does it come with like the pistol grip and stuff, or?
That you would get separately, but it comes with the 24 mini games and the sports pack right off the bat.
Right on. Well, thank you so much. I've spent a whole bunch of time over here getting yanked out, so Homer Bar is going to take it away, and we're going to go from there.
No, we're not. We're going to toss right now over to Brian and Jeff, who are standing by with a game, fellas.
That's right. We're going to look at a classic.
We have a game.
We got a game. We're actually looking at a game today. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
We're looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes,
Xbox Live.
But this isn't the game we had on a while back with Justin and the jumping around the Splinter Cell.
Not at
this
all.
is 1989. This is the original arcade game.
That's right. But, guys, you got to get a shot of this front screen because there's something that I want you guys to see here.
How crazy is this?
Yeah, we've got the main screen here for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but what's that down there in the lower left?
That's the Konami and the Ubisoft
Two
logos.
publishers?
Yeah, two publishers. So the trail that this game leaves behind is completely crazy. And why don't we jump in and get some action here? Now, Ubisoft holds the license to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right now because they're putting out the game based on the movie, which comes out March 20th.
Right.
So anything Ninja Turtles related has to go through them. Konami made this original arcade game, and Konami also has a relationship with Digital Eclipse, the company that's been making all these great emulated versions of these games for Xbox Live Arcade.
Right.
So the startup sequence for this game is long because it's got to go through all these different logos.
Right.
But it's a nifty bit of business development, I guess, that had to go on to kind of work out the logistics of who gets paid for what and whose name is on where and all that stuff. But
yeah, can you imagine that contract?
Yeah, I know, but they cleared all these hurdles and are working to bring this game to Xbox Live Arcade. That is truly answering the call of the consumer, because this is one of those games that people have been kind of clamoring for quite some time.
And it makes a lot of sense because the movie is right around the corner, but this is a really, direct translation of the old arcade game, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty straight-on emulation. You can play it 4 players, either locally or over Xbox Live. And like Gauntlet on Xbox Live Arcade, you can pretty much change characters at will. You don't have to switch to a different controller if you want to play as Michelangelo or anything weird like that.
Right, and the controls, this is straight up old school. 2 buttons are doing everything.
Jump
here.
and attack.
Right,
and
that's all you need.
You can jump and attack at the same time if that's your thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, like this. It's easy.
Just like that.
And when you get caught like that, you got to shake the buttons around and everything like that. It's very, this is classic stuff.
Yeah.
So, all the same levels and everything. I guess one of the big questions for this game is what are the achievements like, because this is an Xbox Live Arcade game.
Yeah, well, they are varied. We may earn one here. There's one for finishing this first sequence within like a certain time limit. I think it's 2 minutes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are a few other ones, for completing the game and beating Shredder and breaking all the stuff. And I'm sure there's got to be one for eating a whole bunch of pizza because what are you going to do, right?
Because Michelangelo loves pizza.
Party dudes love pizza,
Yeah.
and as we've established, Michelangelo's a party dude.
Now here's what I don't understand: when you die, can you control who you come back as?
Yeah, every time you die, you can hit the same one of 4 buttons, and you can jump back in as a different player.
The same one you chose in the front title screen.
Right.
Yeah,
so
Raphael.
yeah, so I'm Raphael, who I believe is cool,
But rude.
but also rude.
Yes.
Hey, Andy in Green Bay wants to know, is there any online multiplayer in this game? Do we know?
Yes, there is 4-player online co-op, and there's Shredder, April O'Neil being kidnapped, jumping out the window. Total bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer. Rich, any other questions?
Sure, let's keep going here. Do we know how much the game is going to cost? A lot of people ask me that
They have
one.
said it's going to be 400 points, which is $5.
That's not bad.
That's pretty much the going rate for the average Xbox Live Arcade retro classic. I think Street Fighter was pretty much the lone.
And do you remember about how many hours it takes to get through this game, or even
maybe one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not a lengthy game, and you can continue infinitely. It seems like here playing locally. We haven't tried the online, so maybe they'll limit it more there, but probably not.
You kind of wish for maybe they'd add a hardcore mode or something where you only had 2 lives or something like that.
Well, who knows? Maybe there's an achievement for beating the game without continuing, which you'd have to be crazy.
Right. Because while the controls are very, obviously very simple, these guys really pile up after a while.
And this game was an arcade game, and arcade games are meant to take as much money from you as they possibly can.
Exactly.
So, there are hits that are very difficult to avoid, and, unless you're a total expert, you're going to get hit, you're going to get killed. Shredder has a crazy ray that turns you into a baby turtle and instantly kills you.
Oh, man.
So that that's messed up.
Yeah,
that's uncool.
I just got some pizza.
Rich Goodger in Kent, England wants to know if there are any enhanced graphics in this game.
There aren't, but this is not the final version of the game, as I understand it. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Achievements, of course, are subject to change. Everything's subject to change, but the emulation definitely seems accurate. Given that other games of this era have appeared without any graphical updates, I'm going to say there probably won't be an updated graphics mode.
Yeah, and considering it's coming out right around the corner, right? So
yeah, they've said that this is coming out sometime this month, I believe.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was timed, with the release of the movie and all that.
I had a question from Barton, Vermont.
Nice.
That was going to be that. I don't even know where Barton, Vermont is. All right.
It's in Vermont.
It's up north.
Yeah, my
That's
last
the show me
question, Nick in New Jersey has the same question everyone else is asking. Now they see this game, they're all excited for the Ninja Turtles. When's Turtles in Time coming?
Yeah, that's my question was, when is the Simpsons game coming and when's X-Men coming? Well, now that Konami has kind of climbed this mountain and done this deal, it wouldn't be hard to imagine them putting out Turtles in Time at a later date, or maybe even try to do a deal with Activision, who has the X-Men or the Marvel license, I believe, and trying to put that game out. And I don't know who the hell has the Simpsons license these days. Probably just Fox or Vivendi or somebody.
Maybe.
Yeah. So who knows? This opens up a world of possibilities for deals for these classic arcade games. So let's hope for the best.
Rich Gallup, who's your favorite turtle?
Raphael, dude.
What?
I'm a Donatello man myself.
Easily. Well, because his toy said he's from New Hampshire.
Ah, okay.
And
So that's a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Jeff, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, no problem.
And now we're going to throw it over to a new series we've started here on GameSpot called In Development. In Development. With an emphasis on indie. That's right. We're taking a look at the development of a game from the ground up.
Yeah, Black Powder Red Earth.
That's right. Great name. And the first episode has already aired, right?
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at it right now, so check it out.
Do something that we know we can make, and we're pretty sure we can be profitable on it. We actually spent time and wrote a business plan to make sure, money coming in is actually going to match, what's going out, and hopefully get more money coming in than it's going out. It's actually a lot of work to start a company in general. There's a lot of things you never have to worry about, like getting bank accounts, figuring out taxes, corporate elections, stuff you just never would even imagine has anything to do with running a business. But, running a business is running a business. It's a job, it's work, it's a lot of hours.
And now I am joined by John, Phil, and Altai, Echelon Software.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys call it now?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Congratulations on taking this bold venture of making your own video game. John, let's start with you. The first episode aired. Obviously, that was shot a little bit ago, but how's it going chasing the dream so far?
It's going, man. It's hard going though. It's 3 or 4 people working on it, full time. We've got a couple guys working on it part time after their work. Trying to get everything above the board. We got the office set up. That went well. It was much nicer than the one that we showed in that episode.
Whatever, that one was awesome. I would have called dibs on the upstairs ladder room. That thing looked great.
How many feet was that supposed to be, Phil?
It wasn't even 6 feet. The whole thing was supposed to be 680 square feet. It was ridiculous. That guy was straight up lying right to my face.
Awesome.
But I mean, actually finding the office took how long did it take us? Like a month?
Yes, it took a while, and we lucked into actually a connection. We'd probably still be looking right now if we hadn't lucked into that.
Yeah, honestly, a month is not that bad to find a place. I mean, we brought all our own furniture and equipment in there to save money,
obviously.
But the office space we're in now is, that's where they shot the tape, and that was. It's an artist space, so it's pretty cool. The people there are like happy to have us there. Everyone's brought their kids in and been like, "Oh, look at what they're doing," and we show them, and they're like, "You sure you want to show your kids this stuff, man?"
Yeah. All right. Well, Altai, for people who don't know, what can you tell us? What is the game? What is your goal here? What are you trying to make?
Oh well, we're trying to do some innovative stuff with taking the shooter online multiplayer experience and combining other aspects of like persistence and like making something that where you actually like build into the game, and yeah, that's like without revealing too much.
That's fine. We're going to let the show do the talking for you guys. But,
Excellent.
Are you guys all new game developers, or what lines of work are you coming from when you're doing this?
I mean, well, Altai and I have been doing stuff for about 10 years. Chang's been, doing actually very different things for a while, but Altai and I have had sort of a long history.
Yeah, we started out actually at a game company about 10 years ago. We actually did a project for Disney, like Ride the Comics. It's like this location-based entertainment. It's like down on Disney Quest. It's like this crazy game where you put on a headset and you got a sword and chopping down these things. I was like a 3D programmer there, and then I kind of like after that I kind of got out of the game industry a little bit, but still working with the technology and working with artists. And throughout the years I've been like, it'd be great to get back into games again. Out where we are out in the East Coast, there isn't as much action as there is out in the West Coast, but we're trying to. I think now's a really good time. We're trying to make something happen.
Cool.
So get things going on.
Is this all your first GDC? Have you been here before?
I think, you've been to a couple of them, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing how much it's grown. Like even from a couple of years ago, like how professional and how big business it is now. It's
what kind of stuff have you guys been doing here? You've just been running around starry-eyed, or what's it like?
I've been doing nothing but talking to like companies until I lost my voice the other day, and I'm like just getting it back now after drinking tons of herbal tea, which is awesome. But yeah, I mean, all I've been doing is talking to people about like, we're completely above the board in terms of like the software we use. We're software developers. We don't use hack software like some companies do. And we make it a point to not steal from people who are in our profession, So part of it is like some of the software, like Maya is great software package. We do all our 3D stuff in it. And I bought Maya years ago, and I let my support contract expire because I started working for people who had licenses, and it's expensive, to buy software like that. And we talked to them today, and we're like, yeah, we love Maya. We use it all the time. Can you bump us? And they were they were great enough to do that.
Awesome.
That was completely awesome, and like everything I could do to fall down on my knees and like thank them, because the package has come a long time since my support contract expired, and it's a great piece of software. But we've been talking to like anyone who we use their stuff, because our stuff's not brand new. We've been like, yeah, we love your stuff. It's awesome. Can we please do a deal?
And has it been going well, like the Maya thing, or is it?
I think so. I think people have been responsive to what we're doing, because we are doing some different stuff, like Altai said. Trying to take first-person shooter genre and add like an element of persistence that doesn't trap you in like a console or a computer. Something that will let you interact with like the social side or the persistent market side from outside of the game. And that interests a lot of people, because, as Phil said, we come from a diverse background. I myself, this past 2 years, me and Altai were working at a company where we're doing video chat software, and my last big project for them was, aside from doing the newest release of their software, was to build a whole social network. It's like, how many people? They had like 3 million plus users, something insane like that?
Yeah, like 4 million plus. And
yeah, and
awesome.
So we're taking a lot of the knowledge that's coming from a lot of places. I mean, I started in the .coms. I got out of school. And my biggest game experience prior to like working with these guys was I used to beta test for Double Aught, who are the guys who made Marathon Infinity, and
cool.
You know what Marathon is?
Yeah.
So those guys went on to become, the guys. Yeah, Bungie. They made Halo later on.
Yeah.
So that was my big game industry experience. I used to go to E3 on my own dime, and I used to go to Tokyo Game Show because I was really into that stuff.
You used to come out to the Games Music Experience just to see Black.
Yeah, I came out to that thing you guys did last year. That was pretty cool. Getting to check out Black, getting to check out a lot of games you guys had. I mean, that was a pretty nice little event.
Cool. All right. Well, Jeff, Brian, we have these guys here. Hit them with some questions.
Yeah. Justin from Ramona, California wants to know, how far are you into the development of your game?
We've been working on BPRE. I mean, from the inception state for like several years. We started off, we were like, we like military shooters, but you got to make more than a military shooter at this point to be competitive or do something different. So it took us a while to come up with that. The physical production of what we're on now, we've been prototyping for like a year and a half, 2 years. I started in Source. I used Unreal Tournament 2004. I used Doom 3. We used Quake 3. We were trying to find the engine that could do what we wanted. In 2004, Unreal Tournament 2004 was like the best thing we could find publicly available. You know, we're still striving to make the deal to get like whatever we can really use here. But we opened our offices officially in January, but we've been working on this pretty much full steam since I'd say around September. I mean, you know, not to mention tons and tons of freelance to save money to quit our jobs and you know, be able to still pay rent.
Yeah, we actually did quit our jobs in January. You know, we had I was working as a lead developer in a nice company. You know, and it's like
he's still better. I was the creative director. They didn't give me any respect. They loved him. Like president of the company would like write him letters. You're the best all-time. Oh, you the graphics guy. You know, that's great. You're a dime a dozen, long hair, hippie. You know. Like brutal.
More questions, fellas? More questions, please?
I think this is a really relevant question for these guys. Ryan Kelly from Pittsburgh wants to know, you guys quit your job, so how much money is needed to start your own company?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Our friends
More than we have.
Yeah. I mean, you know, not necessarily. I mean, our friends who started this company, Indigent Armor, they're some of the consultants on our game. And I spent a lot of time talking to them. They're going to be on. You saw a little bit of them in the stuff that Ryan shot. You're going to see. You're going to see more in the future with those guys. But we modeled a lot of what we did off of what they said worked for them. You know, because they've been successful at what they did, and there's some hardworking dudes. You know, there's some solid people. And I mean, we started off with about 21 Gs, and that was a lot of work. I mean, that was a hell of a lot of work to do that on top of the day job, on top of developing the start of the game, to get where we are now. Now that money will probably get us out till about May or June, which is when we're hoping to have our demo ready to start shopping it around. If we keep our momentum, we should be able to do that. But you know, past June, we're all looking at taking on other work now. We're looking at like bringing the work into the company, whatever we can do. You know, I mean, when you're starting a business, you don't have a lot of choices. You got to scrimp and save and like do things on a cheap constantly, and that's the answer. You know, it's just as much as you can get, and like Phil said, whatever you got's never going to be enough.
You guys going to raid our office supplies while you're here? Is that need some reams of paper or some pens or stuff?
Now that you suggest that.
Any caffeine-laden drinks?
While you've been in here, our other employees have been moving everything out of Tim Tracy's office into a van. And, you know.
One last question, Phil. Bastards! One last question, Brian and Jeff.
Well, actually, I have a question. I mean, you guys have worked for companies and more traditional jobs, but how are your working days different now that you're working for yourself than they were when you were working for other people?
Ooh, that's a tough question to answer.
Well, we don't have anybody to blame when things go wrong because we're ultimately responsible for everything we do.
Yeah,
that's a real change. You know, you could always say, you know, blame the man. You know, it's like now it's like there is no man.
Yeah, I'm the man. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, pragmatically, you know, our days are sort of defined by the, you know, I mean, every second counts for what we're doing. You know, we have to make sure that every hour that we're in the office, we're doing something that is going to add up to the whole. And when you're working for somebody else, you don't have to think that way. But when it's all your stuff and everything, you know, my wife took a second job so I could do this. Nice. You know, which, by the way, thanks, babe. You know, and you just got to. There's a lot of risk involved, and I would say that I don't know what you want to call it, but my stress levels have definitely gone up a lot. You know, and saying something like, "Oh, I'm the VP of this" or anything like that doesn't actually have the comfort that I would have thought way back when. You know, so there's a lot of stress involved.
You know, that's interesting. It's the exact opposite for me because when I was working at my last job, I used to come home with stress headaches every night because like the workplace and like sort of what was going on there. For me, this is awesome. Like I still put the same like heart and soul into whatever I do because that's the kind of person I am. You know, and this is awesome. Like I go to work early now and I stay late every night because like, you know, not only is there a vested stake in what I'm doing, but like I'm getting to do something cool, you know? I mean, it's one thing you have to realize in this industry. Like, I mean, when I was in high school, I paid my way through college as a roofer, you know? Like my parents helped out a little bit, but I saved every cent I could to go to art school because nobody's parents believe you can do anything with art school. And it's true, you know? And I got a job, and my parents were astonished. They're like, "You go to work in camos and like metal shirts, and they listen to that awful Satan stuff." And I'm like, "Well, yes, it gets the job done." Anyway, but yeah, I mean, working for ourselves is awesome. Like for me, I'd work more if I have a girlfriend and a kid to go home to, so. If it wasn't for them, I'd probably just be living at the office, honestly.
Cool. Well, gentlemen, we all wish you the best of luck. You have full support of us here and our audience. The show is in development. Black Powder Red Earth. New episodes air every Wednesday, 4 o'clock Pacific time. Good luck, fellas.
Thank you very much.
Have fun. We wish you the best.
Thanks very much.
All right, now we're going to toss it back out to Homer, who's at the Sony booth on the GDC show floor. Homer!
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Yes, I've found myself across the way here at the Sony booth. And, thanks for hogging all my time at Nintendo. But apparently, this is where it's at. I mean, we got robots kicking it here, playing PlayStation 3. Let's see. Behind us, we got a whole group of folks playing Flow, like multiplayer Flow going on. Right behind Ryan there, behind the camera, he's got God of War 2. We got some Lumines Plus. And it looks like a lot of... kind of development tools here for the PlayStation 3. We've got like a tuner for the PlayStation 3. Not too sure what that's all about. If we walk further down this way, we got some PSP action with Ratchet and Clank size matters here. Gurumin. We got some Full Auto 2 battle lines. I think on the other side here we got some Burnout. Oh no, that's over there. We got the Burnout Dominator on the PSP. We got Gran Turismo HD here. Some folks playing that. We got MotorStorm right over here, which just released. Check the site for a review by Alex Navarro, I believe. Like I said, Burnout Dominator on the PSP, Prince of Persia, Rival Swords, Afterburner for the PSP. We got the folks from Epic here talking about the Unreal Engine 3, doing some demonstrations. Looks like they have a Unreal Tournament 3 right there. Looks like we got another station here where they're talking about physics on the PlayStation 3. The cool demo of what's going on over here. Looks like they're throwing dudes into some wood.
This is Digital Molecular Matter.
Cool. My name is Homer with GameSpot. How you doing?
That's good. Good.
What's your name?
I'm Vic Sohal.
Cool. And are you heading up the demonstration here on the physics on PlayStation 3?
Yeah. So this is Digital Molecular Matter by Pixelux Entertainment, and we're being used in a Star Wars game, upcoming Star Wars game, Force Unleashed. Cool. And so we're showing how we're kind of advancing physics. It's a finite element system, so it's computing the stresses of objects. So as you see, it throws something at the glass or the wood, it actually deforms and then it breaks. So you have a lot of interaction, and things really seem like they're in the game.
That's rad. So you mentioned one game, the new Star Wars game. Is this physics being adopted for any other titles, or?
Well, they're also going to use it in the indie game. So those are the two announced games.
Awesome.
And
well, thanks for joining us, Vic. Yeah, appreciate it. Go ahead and enjoy some more footage of this demo. And I think Ryan's roaming around here somewhere else on the West Hall. Let's go catch up with him.
All right. That's not the right resolution. 720.
It still looks good. Buzzword.
Yeah, it's 2007. It's all about physics.
Yeah, maybe the physics cards for PCs never really caught on, but as the consoles get more powerful, dudes throwing other dudes through stuff and stuff breaking realistically.
Yeah, and this is a real good example of the kind of thing you see at GDC. It's not necessarily about games, it's about the tools you use to make these games.
Right, people out there making games, seeing the different tools that they can ideally purchase, middleware packages, SpeedTree perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely, SpeedTree, big part of last year's show, or was it the year before?
SpeedTree is a big part of life as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for bigger and better trees. Games like Oblivion use SpeedTree. It's for people that don't know. It's there to help people make a lot of trees quickly. Instead of making your own trees, there's a company devoted to making software that helps you make trees.
And I've seen these trees. I've seen the tool in action, and it works. It looks cool. I mean, people use it for a reason. It works.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not just about big engines like the Unreal Engine and all this stuff. There's all these little bits and pieces, physics engines, AI engines, all this different stuff.
Yeah, and it's all a big part of GDC. So Castle Crashers.
Castle Crashers, huge on the physics and the AI. You're going to
Yeah.
need like 8,000 bolt-in cards for this game.
Yeah, you need to run 2 Xbox 360s simultaneously to run this game.
Yeah, it's like a SLI. You duct tape them together and then just plug them together. Let's take a look at Castle Crashers. This game won at the IGF, the Independent Games Festival. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll come back and chat.
The IGF Excellence in Art Award is Dan Paladin, Castle Crashers.
I don't know what to say. Thank you very much. We worked a lot on this, and I wouldn't be able to do this if the guys at the Behemoth didn't believe in me, because I'm not the one putting all my money in. They put in a lot more than I did. So, yeah, thank you for everybody that made this possible.
And now for our penultimate award of the IGF portion of the evening, the Audience Choice Award, conducted in association with our partners at GameSpot, which reaches 21 million unique visitors per month. This award is decided by popular ballot on a special section of the GameSpot site, which allows members of the public to download demos of the main IGF finalists and then vote on their favourite. So the award truly goes to the independent game that the gamers love the best.
And the Audience Award for 2007 goes to... Oh, I love this game. Castle Crashers.
Audience Award is always a real special honor because, sometimes your fans are all you got. And we're really appreciative of everyone that's been, following our little story, especially Edmund. And I'm sure he was on there voting every day. But yeah, it's just really great when, we get the support from the fans and the people that enjoy the web games and, people that enjoyed Alien Hominid on Newgrounds and Dad and Me and everything. So, thank you.
And right now, I am joined by Dan Paladin, John Baez, and Tom Falk, all from the Behemoth. Hey, fellas.
Hey, Rich.
Welcome.
Howdy.
Thanks for coming by. As I was telling you right before we were on the air, one of the things I love bragging about is that we got to debut Alien Hominid here on the show. And obviously, everyone here absolutely loves that game. Just came out on Xbox Live Arcade. Great. Now you're here with Castle Crashers, another amazing-looking game. Tell us all about it. Actually, before that, answer another question.
Okay.
Not to put you on the spot, not that it's the name of the show or anything, but I heard a rumor the music will be in Soviet Missile Master soon. That's going to get is that going to get fixed?
We are working on this update as we speak.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That is exactly what we want to hear. Loving it. All right, Castle Crashers. Dan, tell us all about it.
Okay, Castle Crashers is a 4-player arcade-type adventure with initially 4 different knights that all have different elemental powers.
Initially?
Yes. You can, well, we're working on unlocks and having other characters like that. But, you start as 4 different knights who have been wronged. They have their princess stolen and their idol taken from the king, and the king orders you to go back out there and get it. It's kind of like an action RPG. You just beat guys up, you use your magic, and you level up, and you choose how you want to strengthen your guy and keep progressing through the adventure. So
awesome. Well, I see you guys have 3 controllers sitting in front of you
yes.
right there. Grab them.
Okay.
Let's do this. Let's see this this game. John, what level are we going to see today?
I don't know which level we're gonna. Go ahead and pick one.
What do you want to do?
You want to do the?
What do you want to do?
Do you want to do the four?
It's up to you.
Let's do the main level. How long are we going to be playing?
We'll give you a good 5+ minutes. So
okay.
Let's see something that no one's seen.
Oh well, okay. Well, we're gonna bypass the story then, I'd guess.
You just told us the story.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You want to go to the forest? You want to show them the forest?
You want to do the boss?
Okay, let's do the boss.
All
The
right.
boss is cool.
Boss is fun.
The whole game looks
We'll
cool.
show you the boss, then we'll show you the forest.
Nice. All right. So yeah, as you said, they're different. Now we were just I don't know if you guys saw playing another game a little bit earlier ago that was a side-scrolling 2D-ish action game like this, Ninja Turtles, coming out to Xbox Live Arcade soon. Is that an influence here? I'm seeing knights in different colors.
We like all old school games, but there's no one single game that we've wanted to model anything after. Just all the cool stuff from beat 'em ups way back when. And one really cool thing that we've been able to do with all this new technology and all these buttons on the controller, I'm the green guy in the corner there. If I just hit jump, I'm just jumping, but as soon as I hit the right trigger button, I have a spell of jumping, and I have all the other buttons become spells as well. So I can fire like this, or I can fire projectiles back at him like that. So there's a lot of, it's very intuitive. I can either just fire my arrows, or I hold down the magic. Now I have magical projectiles.
You seem to be going at it with a little bit more strategy than John and Tom are. What do you
I'm staying out of the way.
Well, you got to remember,
you got to get up in
Guzman
his
guy,
face, though.
so,
I was actually just kind of hanging back. He's got his patterns just like
the princesses.
They're taking off with the princesses, but they left one, and we're gonna try and release her before she gets taken.
So, obviously, you guys have a lot of style and a great sense of humor. How does a game like Castle Crashers just start getting made?
It goes through a lot of prototypes, actually.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, the first time we showed this was in 2005.
And it looked completely different. It looked totally different. Yeah. We redid all the art. Okay, and we defeated the boss here.
Oh.
And we're going to open up the treasure.
Let's get some
awesome.
treasure.
And after we've opened up the treasure, we're all going to fight for who gets the most gold. No, I got screwed on that one. No,
I got the trophy. Oh,
we got to cut down the princess. And now, of course, there's only one princess, so we got to fight for her. Which one are you, Tom?
I just saved myself.
Which one are you? I can't look bad here. Oh, but I'm looking bad anyway.
No.
So obviously, this game looks like it'll be best played multiplayer.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun multi.
And as well, Alien Hominid is also known for having some great mini games. What can we expect? Some great multiplayer stuff and some online stuff. What do you guys got in the works here for this game? As you fight over this princess.
Okay, well, Tom has just defeated me, and now he's going to go up and get his kiss, and I missed it. Bastard. I missed your question, actually, because I was focusing on...
you got any cool mini games in the works here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a hallmark of what we do. So on Alien Hominid HD, which launched last week, we were able to put in 7 mini games. And you can expect the same with Castle Crashers. It's all the fun stuff that really doesn't fit in the broader game, but we don't want to leave it out because it was so fun for us.
Yeah,
so, you can really expect
we keep playing through the game chronologically, and as soon as we feel like it's been dragging on too long in one way with the gameplay, we try to mix it up. And actually, a good example is the forest level, if we can get to it.
Let's go to the forest level.
Yeah, because a lot of people haven't seen the forest level yet.
Awesome. Cool. So Dan, you're the artist.
Mm-hmm.
And John, you're the programmer.
No, I'm
and
the
Tom,
producer.
You're the
producer.
oh, okay.
Programmer.
Oh, okay. I knew something like that. I just got handed something here. I'm keeping this.
Yeah, you can. Actually, you might want to take it. You can.
Can I take it out of the box?
You can't take it off the thing, but you can maybe get a clearer picture with the. So these are the leaderboard trophies that we're going to be giving away for Alien Hominid HD.
Mm-hmm.
Did we bring the?
We talked to you on the Xbox Live Vision about these, John. These look great.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the top leaderboard scores. And
we're gonna
hold on, let me get started here.
We're going to just send one of those out to the people
send them
on top.
out to anybody who's at the top. So we're a digitally downloaded title, so you don't get a box to collect, but we'll give you something even better. We'll give you a trophy. And of course, it'll be on a 3-inch high base that we're going to make in the office. So over the next 2 weeks, we're going to document the entire thing of how we're making the trophy bases and packaging them.
And
you guys are crazy.
The HUD so we can see this here.
How about you catch up with the rest
we
of
need
us?
you to, yeah. Come on, John.
Sorry, I'm running.
No, you're not.
Oh, I saw that.
So you got, this is one of the jokes we put in here. Is that you under the owl, Tom?
Yeah. Thanks for,
Awesome.
So there's this, you can't hear the audio cues, but there's like...
They can
there's
the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, so
there's the
something big and
stomping
ugly
of
is
a
coming.
creature or something like that, and he's making all the animals crap their pants, and that was one of them.
Ah.
So we're gonna try and get to another one of our little jokes in there.
Well, you guys keep fighting. I'm going to ask Brian and Jeff to start giving us some questions. Fellas?
Okay.
Do it, Jeff.
Go for it.
So, as guys that have already released one Xbox Live Arcade game and are now working on another, how huge of a deal is the new increase to 150 megs for a game?
Well, it's not a big deal for us because we need to plan for it to be 50 megs. You have to go get special approval from Microsoft to go above 50 megs. So it's not like everybody can all of a sudden swell up. But, you know, it's a good technical challenge. And, of course, Alien Hominid fit within that. And that was a full retail console title that you could buy on the shelf. So, you know, we'll look in to see if we need it. I mean, this game is graphically so much bigger than Alien Hominid.
And the deer has just crapped his pants.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Next, all right, we got questions from the audience, fellas?
We sure do. Jason Franklin from Florida wants to know, can you level up your knight, and are there skills or stats for your weapons?
Yeah, actually, whenever you level up, you gain points that you can use between levels. And those points will apply to your main attributes, such as your strength, your defense, your magic abilities, and your speed.
Yeah. And we've got some other abilities that we're playing with, and you know, just as you level up certain abilities, that you just gain an ability, you just find out, and so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun trying to figure out which thing you want to apply to your character.
Cool. Now, obviously, to me, this game looks done, and it's coming out tomorrow, obviously, right? No. 2008 is what I'm hearing, or 2030?
Well, it'll be done when it's all finished and baked and comes out of the oven. That's about as far as we
Nice.
can,
Now, obviously, although you guys are making an amazing looking game like this, you've released Alien Hominid, but you're still a small crew, right?
Yeah, we're very small. We didn't actually grow after Alien Hominid at all. We went straight into this with the same team, so we're still same guys doing this.
And obviously, you know, take your time, get it right. These games look great. Castle Crashers looks awesome. You guys can come back every week. We'll play some more. Is that okay?
Awesome.
You're available? Just fly right back?
That would be fun.
Cool. Any final thoughts, or you want while we have you here?
Just thanks to all the fans who voted for us to get the Audience Award. It was a real big honor for us because there were so many other good titles at IGF. I mean, to go down on that show floor this year has been by far the most interesting games out of nowhere. And they're all polished and they're all beautiful. And it's like, oh my God.
Do you have any favorites you want to call out specifically for people that they should? There are a lot of demos on our site right now that people can download. Or?
I personally like Blast Miner a lot, and I also like Invalid.
Tanagram. Invalid Tanagram.
I don't know how to pronounce
it. It's the Tanagram game.
Yeah.
And you have to shoot. It's this great
It was in the student showcase. Really fun game.
Cool.
Those are my two favorites.
And Invalid Tanagram's good, and I do have the #1 high score of everyone at the show today.
Yeah, we've been competing with that.
Yeah. So any real gamers ought to go down there and try to beat Tom.
Yeah. And then
I'm coming back though. I'm coming back for that.
Yeah,
Aquaria is an amazing game. It's kind of got like some Castlevania elements, a little bit of Echo the Dolphin, swimming around, exploring.
Pixel
definitely
Brothers.
the game to watch.
Pixel Brothers is great.
The
Gamma Brothers.
list goes on. I mean, there's so many great things.
Just check it all out. Is basically what we're saying. Play them all. Download them all. Cool.
Are we going to show the troll here?
You got a troll?
Yeah, we got a troll.
All right, well, we got it. All right,
we want to show you the monster
yeah.
that's making everything crap its pants. So
obviously, we got to see. We can't let you go anywhere until we see that.
Let's resume.
Brian and Jeff, if you guys want to,
put it up.
Someone pause the game. Or, there you go. All right. If you guys want to find more questions while we watch this troll, you go right ahead.
Yeah, we'll answer.
That's a big troll. Oh, this looks awesome.
I've got the crapping deer.
You're riding on deer, by the way, right now.
Yeah,
you are riding on deer.
Yeah.
That's true.
This looks to me, as I was trying to get you guys to submit some influences later. I see this, and the first thing I think about is the most impossible level in the history of any video game ever, and that is Battletoads on the jet skis.
Yes.
Easier than that, I hope, but also still challenging?
It's easier than that, but it still needs work. This area does need polish.
Yeah, we're still working on this.
And actually, Cliffy B from Epic played this today.
Yeah, this part helped kick his butt.
Yes, he got crashed through some walls.
We both got our butts kicked.
Nice. Well, we all know Alien Hominid is an extremely challenging game, but the challenge is worth it. The game is awesome. The style is awesome. We cannot wait to see Castle Crashers come out.
Yeah.
Best of luck to you, fellas.
Great. Thanks so much, Rich.
Awesome. We'll see you soon.
Okay.
Right. Tom, John, and Dan from Behemoth. Right now, we just saw a clip where they won some awards last night at the GDC Awards, the Independent Game Festival Awards. We also have another clip. You can watch the entire award show here on GameSpot. But right now, check out these highlights.
The Independent Games Festival is all about celebrating innovation and recognizing these poor, brave saps willing to risk it all in the face of plotting corporate behemoths and the pestilence of game design apathy.
Yeah, down with the man!
You don't even know who the man is, Melonhead.
Thanks for joining us at the 9th Annual Independent Games Festival and the 7th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards. This year, both events are being taped for broadcast by our friends at GameSpot.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the IGF Awards our MC and Pocket Watch Games founder, Andy Schatz.
What do you think about the tux, huh? Yeah? For the first time ever, we're honoring the one student team that has distinguished themselves in outstanding game design. The winner of the IGF Best Student Game Award is Toblo.
I would just like to take this opportunity to ask Brittany if she would marry me.
And the winner of the IGF Excellence in Audio Award is Everyday Shooter.
I have something really important I want to say. Colin, will you marry me?
No, it's cool though.
The 7th Annual Game Developers Choice Awards.
This year's first Penguin Award is being awarded to the creator of Tetris, Alexei Pachitnov.
Words can honestly not begin to describe how honored and humbled I am to have the privilege, as the previous guy to get this, to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award to game design icon Shigeru Miyamoto. Please give a big congratulations to a great man, Shigeru Miyamoto.
Champion.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
For all of you to vote me in for this honor tonight is an incredible honor. I'm very grateful, and I look forward to the future with all of us together.
And now let's get down to our final award of the year. The Game of the Year award is given to those developers who, as determined by their peers, created the best overall game released last year. And the Game Developer's Choice for Game of the Year goes to Gears of War.
Holy shit. This is absolutely unbelievable. Thank you so much, first and foremost, to everybody at home who worked so hard on this game to make it happen. I love all of you guys. Working with you every day is an honor. And thank you also to Shigeru Miyamoto for inspiring me to do what I do every day. Thank you.
Well, that's our show for tonight. Congratulations to all the recipients. And thanks to all of you who worked so hard to make this industry such a creative and lively place to work. Good night, congratulations, and thanks.
lot of worthy winners. And now we're talking with Chris Early, who is the studio manager for Microsoft Casual Games, right?
That's right.
And we are actually going to take a look at 4 Xbox Live games. We've got Boom Boom Rocket.
That's right.
I want to make sure I've got my order right. Jetpack Refueled, Pinball FX, and 3D Ultra Mini Golf Adventure.
That's right.
And all 4 really different games, right?
Yes, they are.
Let's start with Boom Boom Rocket. This is like a fireworks sim, sort of, right?
It is. It is a fireworks sim, but the best thing I've heard so far is it's DDR for your thumbs.
Okay, all right.
Because it's a rhythm game. It's played all with your hands, and what we're going to see here is the fireworks.
Right.
So if you look at the screen there, the rockets are going to blast up, and as they do, I've got to hit the right direction or color button to make that firework go off.
And it's color-coded,
It is.
corresponding
You
to
wanna give that a shot there?
corresponding to the different buttons on the controller.
Yep, and the D-pad works as well if you want to use the arrows instead. Oh, I handed it to you right at the wrong time, huh?
That's okay. We'll start over. I'll do better this time, I promise. But one thing that's interesting about this game is how quickly it can ramp up in difficulty, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll show you in a second the hard setting, and that's insane. So you can see here as you get better scores, and your timing is much better than mine. Your fireworks are going off, the great effects that are going on there, super realistic background. You'll hear the sound going also. The crowd goes wild as you start to get a whole fireworks show going there. You start to get some different fireworks, and you got a score multiplier that's going too. The great thing is this can be played side by side as well, multiplayer, so you can see you and your friend how well you're each doing at the same time.
And it's interesting that the fireworks, the patterns are all derived from the music, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's all keyed to the music.
So how many songs are included with the game?
Well, just in this build so far, there's a dozen songs in there, and it really opens itself up to songs that are not only coming with the game on Xbox Live Arcade, but more you can get through Marketplace later on.
So downloadable content. That's good.
Absolutely.
Nice to hear. Now, I've actually played this game before, and a lot of them are sort of contemporary remixes of classical music.
They
right?
are. They're all remixes. Yes. Yeah. Adds a little bit of flavor to it. So why don't we jump? I know you're doing really pretty well there, but why don't we jump out and take a look then at the tougher? Oops.
I can't believe, Brian, were you playing that game and talking at the same time?
I was.
You're insane.
He was doing really well.
But that was like baby level. We're going to take it up to adult level now.
Okay.
Can you play this game with a dance mat? I mean, since it is directionals, technically it would work, right? You probably could do that, right? I mean, probably.
So let's try it on hard now. I'll let you
They're not
guys
gonna
start it
stop
so
from
I won't
trying.
mess you up at all.
Yeah,
all right.
When it comes out, I'm going to try it.
So with hard level, obviously a lot more.
A lot more
buttons
things are
coming.
going on at the same time.
And multiple presses, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
That's about 7 seconds or so. That's
a
better than
cozy
I've done.
10-second segment right there. So that's Boom Boom Rocket. It looks really cool. Rich, do you have any questions about Boom Boom Rocket?
Sure. First question from Ron. He wants to know if there's going to be co-op in the game.
They're side-by-side play, so that you're both dancing at the same time. Dance with your fingers.
Nice.
Anything else before we move on to Jetpack?
Let's see. Jack in Vancouver wants to know, will have support for custom music?
For custom music? No, at this time it's going to be the music that comes with it, because the rockets are all choreographed to go with the music.
But as you said, there will be downloadable
content that comes with it. Yeah.
Cool. So that's Boom Boom Rocket. Now we're going to move on to a game, obviously by Rare.
Jetpack Refueled by our friends at Rare, exactly.
Now, this is not the first Jetpack game, right?
No, the original Jetpack was 1983, and it was a arcade game there, a very retro game. But what you're going to see here is both the in the box is the. We're having to get our code going here. In the box is both the arcade version as well as the
original.
As the original, yeah.
Okay, cool. So what's the deal? What are you doing in Jetpack? What are you doing in the game?
It's think building a rocket and think joust at the same time.
Okay, so you play as...
You're the rocket guy, you're flying around, you're collecting pieces of the rocket, and you're dropping them up. Once you've built enough rockets, of course, avoiding the aliens at the same time, then you are able to take off in your rocket. So here we are with the refueled version. And what you're seeing on screen now is amazingly great graphics, especially if you're used to the old version at all. There's power-ups. We're going to pick up one there. We go and we'll pick up our piece of the rocket and drop it down here. We're going to build that whole rocket. Of course, if it gets too hectic for you at any particular point in time, you want to pick up one of these nukes, which then, and an effect that you wouldn't see in any retro game, it's there. And this goes on. There's many, many levels in this game where you can keep going. Now we've built our rocket. From here on out, we're going to be collecting fuel. You can see the fuel piece there.
Okay.
Wanna give that a shot? Fly
Yeah,
around?
sure. Now, as you're building the rocket, is the rocket what takes you to the next stage?
It is.
Okay.
When you complete the level, you fly up there. So right trigger is fly.
Okay, got it.
And then you just fly over it, and it drops your fuel off. There you go.
Okay.
And you just got to keep collecting more fuel.
Now, obviously, this game has a lot of influences like Joust.
It does.
I wonder, is there multiplayer in this game?
There is multiplayer.
Okay, like co-op or?
There is co-op and head-to-head.
All right. And how many of these fuel cells do I need to get before I'm taking off?
I'm going to get 6.
So.
6?
You got the 2 green lights.
Good
You got
guess.
4 more coming up there.
All right, all right. And how many levels are we talking about?
About 100 levels.
Wow.
Yeah, so it'll take you a while to get there.
Okay, all right.
You're back there.
I lost myself there. Not doing as well as I did with Boom Boom Rocket, Rich Gallup.
Brian Ekberg, don't sell yourself short, man. You're doing amazing.
Thanks, man.
You're doing Ryan Davis proud.
Yeah, I'm trying. So what about weapons upgrades and things like that?
Well, that little thing that you see there with
The
the
thing
round,
I'm avoiding, you mean?
Well, not the fuel, but above you, right there.
yeah,
Yeah, that's your power up, and there you go. You pick that up, and now your gun starts to fire a little bit differently, and just fly over the rocket, and that'll drop your fuel off for you.
Okay.
Drop it automatically. There it
There we
goes.
go.
And then once that fuel's gone, it'll drop another fuel for you. There
Got
it
it,
is.
got it.
Fly over there and get it. And if you have any questions while he's playing, I'd be glad to answer.
Yeah, Rich, got any questions about Jetpack?
Sure, let me see what I got here. Let's see. Our first question is from Bob, and he wants to know what kind of updates and improvements have been made to this refueled version of Jetpack?
Well, certainly you can see from just the screen itself, the whole graphics, the sound, all the effects are significantly enhanced. Plus, all the features of live are in this game now as well. You can now just go climb into the rocket.
All right.
And you'll see it take off.
Oh! That's a tough way to go.
And so all the functions of live are in there too, so you can be chatting via voice. You've got the leaderboards. You've got all your friends. You certainly got achievements.
Nice.
Look at that, you stud.
Look at that.
You know, in the first moment, you're actually unlocking achievements.
Those 5 points are mine.
Boost your gamer score.
I think, if we really want to show what the improvements are, the original version of the game is in here too.
It
also,
is.
right?
You want to take a look at that real quick?
Let's check it
Good
out.
call. Hey, nice one.
Yeah.
That's synergy right there, boys.
You switch over to those.
We got to get back to the ZX Spectrum original.
We didn't want to get
All
Brian,
right.
in trouble.
Same controls.
Same
Like
controls, but
that. You got to look out for them.
exactly.
All right, these are the original graphics right here.
These are the original graphics.
Yeah, fantastic.
Slightly different.
Yeah, just a little bit different, but like you said, it controls the exact same. As you fly over, and as you fly over, it just drops right in.
Yep.
No problem.
There's the fuel. You go pick up the fuel. Oh,
And I still
bad
die.
Call.
Doesn't matter which version, I'm still dying.
Cool.
So yeah, any other questions about Jetpack?
No, we're good. Next game.
Let's get to the next game. Yes, the next game then.
It's going to be Pinball FX.
A pinball game.
That's right, a pinball game.
It's been a while since we've seen a pinball game.
Yep, but you know what? Pinball game is fun. The thing about this pinball game is it is ultra realistic.
Okay.
And so you'll see that when it comes up on screen here. The physics are really good. The ball physics are great.
I love to hear physics because that means that the game is happening in 2007.
It is. It is. And you know what else is you've got the ability to bump the table as well. Now the thing about this game that's actually pretty cool is it's a camera-enabled game too.
Okay.
So while we'll be playing it today with the controller, if you had a camera, you'd be able to use your hands as the flippers as well.
Okay.
So you could go head-to-head against your buddies. You could be camera-controlled. They could be controller-controlled. So you know what? You're just going to do this yourself, right? You have flippers, and then bump is the left analog.
All right.
A is the launch button.
All right. All right.
So that's the thing about arcade games. Should be easily approachable. Should be able to pick up and play it right away, and you are doing well.
Yeah. Look at that. I'm doing awesome.
I love a good simulated pinball table. I cannot get enough
you can
of
bump with
realistic
that left
pinball
analog
on
stick.
a video screen. I swear.
But if you do it too much, it'll tilt just like a real pinball game.
Oh.
So in Pinball FX, I see there's obviously a car theme to this table. Are there more tables or?
There are definitely more tables. You saw there was 3 in this build so far. This is just a development build. And again, the concept of tables and downloadable content is there, so that as they continue to make more and more tables, you'll be able to get them down through arcade or through Marketplace.
Well, we keep repeating ourselves, but of course, people want to know the achievements in a game like this? Are they solely tied to the score, or does it depend?
No, the achievements that we've seen so far, there are some that are score-based, there are some that are completing the different tables, there are some that are multiplayer-based, and that's really the beauty with achievements overall as a developer. Gets the, and look at that, you got one there.
Yes. Man.
5 more points now.
I'm going to get that free T-shirt if it kills me.
Let's take a look at a different table right here while you're at
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
The question that everyone is asking, and maybe we should save this till we've seen all 4 games, but how much in win?
How much in win? Well, the only one that's been announced so far is Boom Boom Rocket. That's this spring, and it's 800 points. And here's the next table.
Okay.
800 Microsoft points and launching this spring. The rest of them are unannounced on both price and date. But soon, obviously, you can see the games are in a great state already. They've got a bit of polish to go, and then they'll be launching.
So this cabinet's got a very different look to it, obviously.
Right. Double layer here. This one is actually pretty extreme with multi-ball. If you play it for long enough, you'll get quite a few balls going in there.
So I'm sorry, did you say how many cabinets would be available in the final game?
I did not. We're not sure yet.
Okay.
There's just 3 in this development build so far.
Okay. Well, cool.
This one's got kind of a Black Knight thing going with that little loop on the lower level.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And then the third one that's in the build is a spy build. It's a spy theme. But we can hop from here and then go take a look at 3D Ultra Mini Golf Adventures if you
Unless
like.
there's any other questions for pinball, we'll move on.
Keep it going.
All right, let's go. Mini golf, man. Makes so much sense for Xbox
You know, there's
Live.
a lot of golf games out there in the world, but miniature golf, not too many of those. And not that are a crazy theme like 3D Ultra Mini Golf Adventures. And what you'll see here is that there is some 36 different places where you can play golf, miniature golf, ranging from, and what you'll see is we're in the kind of going to be in the desert to start with, but there's space, there's carnival, all kinds of places.
Now I
played by Zen Studios.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I played this game last year. The same night I saw Assault Heroes for the first time. I saw 3D mini golf, so it was a good night for Xbox Live arcade games. I was really excited by both of these.
Well, it's going to be a good season for Xbox Live Arcade also with all these games coming out. So if you've played it before, then I'm going to let you hop right into it. I'll get us in there.
Obviously, you've got 4 characters here on the main screen. You'll be able to. Is there any sort of customization with your character?
Yeah, you can see right here.
Okay.
You can choose the character, who it's going to be. You can choose their outfit as well. You know what they're wearing, and then go ahead and just play.
All right.
And there you can see we're heading into the desert. And of course, like any good miniature golf course, you've got obstacles. And in this case, you've got a few friends who'll get in your way as well. But because it's a computer game, you're also going to be able to have power-ups and everything there as well.
Okay.
So here's the first course that we're going to.
It's got scorpions on it. My God.
Yeah, he's going to try to mess with your ball if he can. And that flashy thing, as you might imagine, is a power-up.
Okay. All right. So swing is with the A button.
Hold it down longer for a harder stroke.
Hold it down longer.
That was just. That was a little.
No, just like that,
Hey, you
man.
know what?
Slow and methodical.
Tap it in.
When I played golf with my dad, he called that Alice Blue Gowning it. I don't know where that came from. That's something that Dad really hurt. When
Get
you said
in!
That. Get in. That's in. Oh, it's okay.
So give it a shot. Hit it fairly hard over towards that power up and see what happens.
Where's the power up?
Right there.
Right there in the corner. All right.
You can do it, Brian.
Middle string. Oh, there. That's
Oh! Get out!
Vacuum hole.
Out of bounds.
That's too hard.
little
I don't have my touch yet.
Play where it lies.
That's right. I think that would count for a drop there. Oh. You know,
so you saw that
can
power
we go
up?
back to Boom Boom Rocket? I was doing pretty good. No, but this is pretty cool. So how many characters can you choose from?
4 different characters, 36 different, or actually more than that on courses.
Oh, that's touch.
And there's the
stupid scorpion.
Your little helper there.
My little helper. Oh, man. Crushed underfoot.
Oh,
there you go. +5. Just like my real game.
Well, and it is a fun game, and it's a totally multiplayer game, as you saw there from briefly on the scorecard. You can have all your friends playing along with you, and of course, because it's an Xbox Live Arcade game, you can keep your scores up there on leaderboards and everything for everyone else to compete against too. Now, the money shot here is right under the double doors.
Through the saloon?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Nothing but net.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait for that scorpion.
Yeah, he's gonna.
And you want about middle strength on the.
Right there?
Yep. There you go.
Oh!
Get out!
Door.
I thought that was a golf shot, boys.
Consarn it.
Oh well.
Oh, now you have to go all the way around the long way.
That's okay. Now, are there any other courses we can check out right now? Or is this the only one you're showing right now?
Well, that's the only one that we're showing right at the moment.
Okay. All right. And what about how many courses will the final game include?
36.
Okay, so cool. Any other questions about mini golf?
You
Rich?
got it, dude. You wrapped that solid. I'm not going to step on your toes. None.
Okay, cool. Well, should I finish out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pull out, man. Come on.
May take a while. All right.
Tap it in.
That's right. I can't even see the hole. There it is.
You'll get
got
there.
It. Got it.
Just tap it in. Little tap-a-roo.
Tap.
Close.
Its bags are packed. It's cars in the driveway. Sending it home.
There you go.
Nice.
That's improvement, man.
That's right.
That's definitely improvement. Well, Chris, so different release dates on all these games. Let's go over them one more time. Boom Boom Rocket is when? Not
Spring.
unannounced?
It's spring, and it's 800 Microsoft points,
Okay.
and the rest of them are unannounced. But obviously, as you saw, the games are going well, and so they'll be soon.
Cool. Well, they look a lot of fun. Chris, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Brian.
All right. Back to you guys.
All right, up next we have an interview for a man responsible for a couple other Xbox Live Arcade games.
Oh, yeah?
Tetsuya Mitsuguchi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every extra. There's another E. Is it Extreme? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Let's let him talk about the game.
Totally.
Take it away.
Time extend, quicken, time extend.
My name is Tetsuya Mizuguchi. I'm a producer and a co-founder of Kid Entertainment. This is Every Extend Extra Extreme. We call E4. This is a new version on Xbox Live Arcade. One big thing is getting high def and the 5.1 sound. The game system basically is the same. You know, you can enjoy the chain reaction with sounds and the visual effects. After the chain reaction, you have the time to getting the shield, so you can move anywhere to get items. Many enemies coming, so you have to escape. The PSP, the Every Extend Extra E3, the game is very simple. The graphics is like a Walkman experience, but this is the high def 1080p and 5.1 surround sound experience, you know, from E3 to E4. So it's totally different. You know, so you can play the living room, E4, the big screen, and the sounds gorgeous. You can sit down on the couch and relax.
Time extend, time extend, time extend, time extend.
The PSP E3, the game, you know, a very old style game design. Fine and get an explosion and chain reaction, very slow. But this, it's many happenings, you know, many things on the screen. It's like a fireworks. Maybe you can enjoy that kind of feeling. You know, we discussed about how can we use that kind of resolution power. The many effects and many chain reactions on the screen. You know, the old console, like you know, the previous console. If we try to do this, it's many jaggies and it's not good. But now, high def brings the new style, I think. So we are enjoying that kind of technology to express the new. It's the same, but you know, we feel new, fresh. You can play E4 with your own music. So you put the music, CDs, MP3 on hard disk, and you can play with your favorite music. The programming helps checking the BPM, so synchronize the sound effects to your own music. We call that kind of mode. This is Asphalt. Originally, we are thinking that we provide the 3 stages. It's the totally new, different from the PSP version. E4 is coming in late this year on Xbox Live Arcade.
Jeff, that game looks amazing, but how do you play it? What are you doing there?
It's not really a shooter. You control a little icon and you can move it around, and things kind of come in from all angles. And what you want to do is you want to make your ship blow up in such a way that it'll blow up as many different things as possible. And you create these huge chain reactions. And you can only blow up a limited number of times. Unless you create such a large chain reaction, you can earn additional explosions. And I'm horrible at it, which really bums me out because that game looks awesome. And I told, well, maybe having it on a bigger screen will give me, and being able to import your own music and stuff. I'll be able to get better at it. No, it's not. It's not a color thing. I just no patience.
I think I saw a score there of 134 billion.
Yeah, it's continuing the inflation that pinball started.
Yeah. Appreciating that. Yeah. All right, now we do have one last clip we're going to show. But before we do that, I think we should give away some loot.
Do we have loot to give away?
I got it right here.
That helps.
Oh, wow.
Bam!
Look at that.
We have some T-shirts here, courtesy of the fine folks at Nintendo. I don't think you're ready for this. I'll hold up to the camera over there. See that?
Those are smooth.
Those are Mii's. Zoom in on that.
Not just any Mii's, though.
Crash in on that. Let me get some closeness.
Pretty famous Mii's there.
This is all right. Name them from we got over here. That's Reggie. And then Miyamoto and Iwata.
Yeah.
All right there. Nintendo Mii's on the back. It says Nintendo GDC 2007, and then it's got a couple other folks in there in case you know your Nintendo personalities, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, or executives or whatever. These are T-shirts, and they're awesome.
That's accurate on both counts.
Also awesome about them? No tags.
Yeah, that's my favorite new trend in T-shirts.
Tagless T-shirts.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know how many of these we have. It looks like 3 or 4 or 5, depending on how many you guys try taking when the show ends. But I'm going to hold on to them tight.
Already have one.
We're going to give them away to our paid subscribers like we do here. I believe on the form is a Win Prizes tab. You're going to click on that.
I am.
You're going to choose question number 1.
You're damn right I'm going to.
And you are going to prepare to answer this multiple choice
question
prepared. As quickly as possible.
I know the question and the answer.
Do you?
So I just need to see what the letter is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to win.
All right. Here comes the question. Shigeru Miyamoto, in his keynote, said elements of Mario 128 could be found in which GameCube game? Is it A, Eternal Darkness, B, Pikmin, C, Charlie's Angels, or D, Yute Saito's Odama? Answer that question as quickly as you can, and you'll win a T-shirt.
Yeah,
with Mii's on it.
And you pretty much got to be a moron to get that one wrong.
Or yeah, we're trying to reward the people who've been watching the show the whole time, because everyone will go, boom, there they are, Reggie, Miyamoto, Iwata. Iwata is serious. They're both serious.
Yeah,
everyone is serious in this.
These are serious dudes.
Yeah.
They're serious about fun.
My name's Reggie. I'm here to kick ass and
be on this T-shirt.
Yeah. All right, there it is. That's the T-shirt. Wow. Okay, that's good. Those will go. By the way,
those are probably already gone.
This just in: Ryan Davis broke his toe at Disneyland.
Oh,
that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
This just in.
Well, it's either that or a
no.
Oh, it is. He broke his toe.
It's official.
It's official.
I'm getting
you have a
official
computer.
word
Official
on
word.
Computer.
You can't do
anything
anything
right now.
Toes.
Is that Ryan Davis broke his toe, but we got a lot of GameSpot Live productions going on these days.
Crazy business.
In development's kicking off. We announced
new stuff, old stuff. It's everything. Yeah.
Button mashing though, still here.
Yes.
Living strong. We said Vinny Caravella, you're showing some promise, kid. We like what you're doing. Take this show and make it amazing. He's young, he's eager, he wants to do that. He made a trailer for today for Monday's episode of Button Mashing. Are you even ready?
That is intense.
I don't think you're even ready.
I'm probably not.
You can't even say it's intense if you haven't seen it yet. You ready?
I actually saw it.
Oh, you did?
It's pretty intense.
Watch this! Button mashing. We're mixing it up. The show is an evolving beast. You ready? Strap in! This is going to be fun.
I think you had a hard time with it.
I don't even think you're ready for this.
Sweet.
cheat. Yeah, that's bad. Should be fun. I'm excited about that episode of Button Mashing.
That's like that was like the Die Hard of
Yeah! Hans Zimmer scored that trailer for us.
Live free or mash button.
Yeah! And I hope everyone appreciates the humor in that as well. It's there. It's funny.
No, that's dead serious.
Oh, it's dead serious?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's a lot
Stop
riding
smiling.
on that. Okay. Tune in Monday. We will watch that together, and it will be amazing. Thank you very much for that trailer, Vinny. And I also like to thank all of our guests for coming by. Do you remember all of them? Let's see. There was obviously the in development guys. There was Joel and of course Jerry, Penny Arcade here with that game.
Chris from Microsoft.
Chris from Microsoft. I was just here showing a bunch of games. The Behemoth.
Yeah.
Dan, Tom, and John.
Rolling as a force.
Yeah, they're like
Rolling deep.
And they had email like right there. He was waiting to be like the fourth guy if we needed that.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
here. He was ready to
Tag
do that.
in.
Yeah, you guys did a great job playing all your games.
Hey, you did a great job sitting at that desk.
Thanks,
and
man.
making it happen.
I'm ready to get out of this chair though. I've been sitting a little bit. Ryan and Homer doing an amazing job in the field. We did have a lot more GDC stuff on tape. We're gonna put it's all up on the site. Check it out. Watch
Tons of it. We got a whole page devoted to GDC, so check that out. There's a whole bunch of stories and interviews and crazy business from the world of middleware and SpeedTree.
Yeah. And if you're in San Francisco and attending GDC, maybe there's a session tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. you should go check out. Maybe. You should. Can I say that they should? Yes. All right, 9 a.m. GameSpot Live session. GameSpot Live has a session. We'll be there talking about GameSpot Live. Come, we'll tell you all about it. It'll be good. It's going to be a good time.
Are we getting game developers to make GameSpot Live games?
Sure.
Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
This is crazy.
Show up.
You people are out of your mind.
Yeah, you can sit in the crowd and ask us questions.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
I'll do that.
Brian, once again, great job for filling in for the broken toed Ryan Davis.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but I've had a great time.
Cool. Well, you can come back soon.
Thanks.
Jeff, great show.
Great show, Rich.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
Hey, nice work.
Hey, nice work.
You're the goods, man.
I'd like to thank the crew for doing a fantastic job. As always, my name is Rich Gallup. I'd like to thank you all for watching. We'll catch you next week for a much shorter episode of On the Spot.